We're delighted to welcome him here today. Ladies and gentlemen, John Kelly.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. I'd like to acknowledge the Ireland-US Council and the support they gave to me as Executive Director of the Irish Chamber Orchestra over my tenure there, and in particular to David O'Sullivan, who is really one of your marvellous leaders here in this country. The first piece I'm going to play is by Turlough O'Carolan. He's one of Ireland's most prolific composers. And if you think in music, you know, there are only 12 notes, and regardless of the genre of music, we all use those notes, and nobody is arguing. The British aren't arguing about it, or the Irish, or the US. And this is the first piece he ever wrote. It's called Shibeog Shimur. You know, one of the things that the Irish have brought out of Ireland around the world is our music. And music gives a very distinctive voice to a culture. And it's extraordinary to think that within the island of Ireland, we produce so many musicians. And we all recognize the value of music in society and to community. And it was great to hear Loretta talk about the importance of community. O'Carolan got his opportunity in life because the wife of the owner on the estate in which his father worked saw the curiosity of this 12-year-old boy. Now, not back in 1682, when he was 12, not every Irish child got a shot at education. But because of the generosity of this woman, she facilitated the child's development, and notwithstanding the fact that he went blind from smallpox, some years later, she continued to encourage him, and his music now is performed throughout the world. Over 300 years later, he doesn't have a Twitter account or a Facebook page, but his music has integrity. So you can see how important in community it is. We all have opportunities to give and facilitate the development of others. So it's one of the great things that we're known for our generosity. And of course, it's been mentioned earlier about the American Ireland Funds and the role that they have played in facilitating opportunities for so many. The second piece I'm going to play is called The Derriere. You all know this tune. Nobody's quite sure who composed it. Some say it was composed by the blind Irish harpist Daithí Ó Cadhain. He was from Derry. He lived 1570 to 1650, a remarkable musician. So, another 8 notes in a different sequence. I'm going to finish with a great American tune. This tune was written to celebrate a great piece of American technology, which is called the Orange Blossom Special. And all of you folks who spend time down in Florida, Mike, the Orange Blossom started running in 1924, and it connected New York initially with Palm Beach and then subsequently Miami. And it was a very luxurious train, picked up the wealth in the northeastern United States, moved it down there to Florida, investment opportunities. And one time in 1938, this train, which was receiving a lot of media attention, it was in the depot in Jacksonville, Florida, and there was a couple of musicians having a few tunes and a few beers. 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody came in and said, "Hey, the Orange Blossom is down at the depot." So these 2 lads decided, should we go down and have a look at it? So they wandered down to the depot, they met the conductor, and he brought them on a tour of that train and explained all the different facets. And they went home that evening, and in 1 hour, they wrote the Orange Blossom Special. Today, it's known as the national anthem for bluegrass fiddle players. And of course, all musicians, you take this tune, and we all add something to it. So I've added my own little piece to it. And it is an extraordinary piece which depicts the train and its potential. Thank you. Thank you. Well, they say you don't have to go to the gym if you play the violin.